Sorry for being late. We'll call the meeting to order. Please pledge allegiance. I pledge allegiance
To the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Before we start, I'd like to announce we have an executive session for the meeting tonight regarding some personnel issues. Carl's got to get the map for the first order of business.
This is a lot combination for Herb Grayak Jr. Part of selling his father's estate.
How many do you have from?
So it's on the corner of Kohler and Herbie's barn is. Where the old man's barn was. Herb Grayak Sr. used to live in that barn behind Lewis's. That piece,
Every lot one.
that piece is gonna go to the Lewis's. Yes, this is a new combined lot. That's the barn. This is Lewis's current house. It's all gonna be one lot.
So the dotted line is going to extend to the solid line, Carl?
Yes. Well, no, the dotted line is being removed.
Okay.
That's why it's dotted. So the solid lines, the darker lines, that's gonna be the end lot. Yeah.
Are both houses occupied?
No, the one house, the one closest to 438, is actually a barn that was converted into a house. Nobody's lived in it for years. I believe it turned it back into a barn, but it is over. It's over 2 acres, so it's.
You could have
As long as you
two principal
maintain the
residences.
density. Yeah, as long as you maintain the density of 2 acres, which you did. So it's 2.038 acres. So even if we're going to use it as a house, it has an existing well on septic. So, and it will be over 2 acres, so it means our ordinance. This was already approved by the county.
Any questions from the board? Any questions from the audience? Carl, is that already on the motions?
It is.
This is
Number 4.
Sign there.
Before we start public comment, we go over the motions. There will be a motion 11 added. And that is to appoint Gregory J. Tellick as a full-time employee at the rate of $16.58 per hour on a probationary term of 6 months and contingent upon his obtaining a valid PACDL within that time. Also, we've been discussing the personnel manual being revised. That is also on here. There's minimal changes were done. Basically about overtime and sexual abuse and misconduct prevention policy, which was recommended by Jeff Kyle from DGK Insurance. The taxing collector's increase was due to the extra volume in taxes. It's not specific to anyone. It needs to be done before the next term. There's also continuing education classes that the tax collectors are now required to take. That's what the educational reimbursement for in his time or her time to actually attend these classes. And I figured, I personally think it's fair. I don't know if the tax collectors think it's fair or not, but that's what the board was looking at. Chief Gantz, or whoever was the chief, always attends the annual chief's conference. And Tom, we forgot to add him to the list to attend the convention, the oversight. That's what he was added. We'll move on to public comment on agenda items.
One more comment, Mr. Chairman, on motion number 6. Carl and I had spoken to Chief Gantz, and he doesn't have the actual numbers on the cost of that, but believes it would be a 4-night hotel stay and the cost for registration, which is estimated at this time around $1,000. I know that that's been approved in the past by the private police chiefs, but he's going to supply the actual numbers, so I don't know.
Yeah, so with invoices included?
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, Black Walker.
I'll be brief, I promise.
Okay.
No.
I didn't realize you were here.
No, that's fine. Good
Oh.
evening. Yeah. Good evening, my name is Gerard Hetman, and I'm here from Lackawanna County's Community Relations Department. I think many of you have worked with my longtime coworker, Michelle Newberry, for the last couple of years. She came to your meetings on a regular basis. Michelle left late last year to take a position at Lackawanna College. We both came on board back when the department first started in March of 2012, but I've never dealt with Scott Township before. Michelle was always here, so now we kind of reshuffled at the start of the year, and this is one of my assignments. So we're working with you and being of service to the township in whatever way we can. Just what I'll do briefly is I'll mention the items that we have information on, and then I'll leave those afterwards, presumably with Mr. Wicks. Even though I've never dealt with the township, I previously had Glenburg for a number of years in my assignment, so I do know Tom from our time at Glenburg meetings, so he does have some familiarity with me. Just briefly, our Department of Economic Development has their annual call out for winter emergency home repair services. These are for homeowners that qualify. There's a set of conditions, people who are low to moderate income, and a few other guidelines that taxes have to be paid, and have to have homeowners insurance. This department will fund some what they call emergency repairs, things like electrical, plumbing, chimneys and ventilation systems, things that would pose a danger, particularly because of the winter weather. So they ask you to call and make an appointment to verify your eligibility and look at the problem. So I'll leave the information here to call for that. Our first Parks and Recreation program of many comes up this year, our winter golf clinic. It starts in mid-February, runs through late March at South Scranton Intermediate School. There's lessons for children and adults, and these are beginner lessons. Anyone looking to learn the basics of the game of golf is more than welcome. And then we have our 2 programs initially from Penn State Extension's office. Again, they have many, many other things, particularly when the warm weather starts up. These are their first 2. They have strength training classes for older adults. And when I say older, their definition statewide for Penn State Extension is age 40 and up. So trust me, that's not us calling anybody old or over the hill. That's just the state guideline that they use across the Commonwealth for this program. It works, there's actually 2 different locations, West Side Senior Center and then the Abington Senior Center. It's $115 per course, but they do have assistance for folks who might not be able to afford the full cost of the program. And then also their sewing club. It's a program for children ages 8 through 19. They do community service projects and also peer-to-peer learning for anyone who likes to sew. They have that open for registration now also. They have ongoing programs throughout the year. They just like to try to get everybody together in this program once at this time of the year. So that's all we have for this month. I should be here most months. My schedule lets me attend normally your normal meeting time. The months I can't, I'll certainly let your office know, and I'll be there with Mr. Wicks in those cases. But you should see me most meetings. So looking forward to it. And I'll leave these with you at the end. Thanks, guys.
Thank you. Public comment. Yes, Rose.
Number 8, do you have a list of what the changes are on that motion?
Next one, Rose.
Okay, and number 11, I would like you to read to me exactly how that motion is going to read, and I'd like to know who is he replacing, and isn't it a little bit backwards that you should, if he's on the road crew, that they should have a CDL license before they're put on?
Anything else, Rose?
Yep. And also on the reorganization minutes, page 5, it's stated here that I believe that Ferrero could not hold his post, township and constable. It's not what I believe. It's what's in the municipal planning code, and it specifically states that. So you're in violation of the municipal planning code.
I'll be doing it over, Rose. Anything else?
Yes.
Yes.
Yes, I'm just going to the next page. Mike's Heavy Equipment, page 2, the bill for $2,379. I wanted to know what equipment was that a repair for? And page 3, Quill Corporation, for the furniture for, I believe all of it went in the office. I want to know at which meeting that was discussed, because you're in violation of the sunshine law. It was not discussed at any meeting, unless there was a meeting that I didn't know about, or the public didn't know about.
Anything else, Rose?
No, the other items are not agenda, they'll be at the end of the meeting.
There's nothing besides the personnel handbook of a list of what was changed on the manual, Rose. And, are you ready?
Yeah.
Number 11 is to appoint Gregory J. Tello as a full-time employee at a rate of $16.52 per hour on a probationary term of 6 months and contingent upon his obtaining a valid CDL license at that time. He is currently not, he's employed as a building and grounds maintenance at this time, and that's where he will continue. He will also be working with the road department, and he will obtain a CDL, and at that time, he'll be an asset to the community. Number 9, Mike's Heavy Equipment was the backhoe that we used to load the trucks up at the pile. It was an oil cooler that was leaking. The backhoe was there twice. We were notified that the cooler may or may not last. It didn't last. It needed to be replaced. And I believe the quill bill and any work in the office was approved at a public meeting, to the best of my knowledge.
Well, could you tell me what meeting that was discussed at, that you were going to spend all that money to buy that furniture? I mean, I saw the purchase order, but
It's actually,
What was the bill?
$3,384.
It's below the bidding
It's
and the
below the
quote
bidding
requirements, so that there's no, they'll approve it on the bill list, which I believe they either already done or will be tonight.
Stephen is in charge of the office, so if he wanted to.
Yeah, it's administrative.
It's administrative, make that
So
discretionary
that
purchase.
stuff was returned, this was $800 left.
Well, I know, but when you're spending taxpayers' money, and under the sunshine law, you're supposed to discuss it in public. I mean, it's very easy to just go and spend $2,000, $3,000, $4,000, $5,000. I mean, you know, it's taxpayers' money. Is there going to be a correction in the minutes on my comment? It's not what I believe.
No.
It's what, well, then it should be noted in my comments tonight.
It's legal interpretation.
It's
and
not
that's
what
my
I
job.
believe.
My job to make legal interpretations on behalf of the township, and I've already given a legal interpretation that your version is not accurate.
It's not my version.
Besides,
It's-
the municipality's planning code governs land use, so that you're citing the wrong code.
No, it's stated right in there, section, I believe it's
Municipality's planning
six.
code of Pennsylvania governs land use. So you're not citing the correct code. I know what you're citing, but it's not the end you're saying. But the point is that your interpretation isn't accurate, and it's not supported by Pennsylvania case law.
There is no case law, and again, the case law that you did give me a while back when I brought it up before is not the same set of facts. And it's not, if it didn't apply to the rules and regulations of the municipal planning code, it would not be in that code book.
Okay.
Well, just so that it's brought to your attention, because the state is well aware of it.
Oh, good. Well, they know where to get me, so I can tell them my view. So I know they haven't come after us yet.
Not yet. You're on the list.
They know where we're at.
Anyone else? Mr. Johnson?
Executive session.
Yes.
What does that mean? First time I paid attention when you said it.
4 of us met about personnel issues.
And that's it? If there would be any more, we would know. We would not know if there was anything other than personnel.
Personnel issues. We only discuss a limited amount of personnel issues are in the executive session.
That's not what I'm asking. You said personnel, but would it be anything else? I know you can't elaborate on personnel.
There's 5 or 6 actually 6 things, really only 5 that apply to them, and that they're allowed to discuss in executive session under the sunshine. One of those things is anything concerning the employment of any employee, so we call it personnel.
Oh, I get that.
So that's he's giving you, when he says it was for personnel reasons, he's giving you the general category under the sunshine law that the others are, for example, litigation, purchase or lease of real estate, and personnel, litigation, I already said that.
So if there was a purchase to be made or discussed, it would fall under
Purchases,
personnel?
no, they cannot discuss that necessarily in executive session unless it pertains to one of these categories involved in litigation or personnel, or labor and contract labor negotiations, that's the other one.
Thank you.
Anyone else? This will fall under the end, Mr. Ritchie. You come at the end. We did receive, I can read this correspondence when I get to my fire company. Move on to approval of the Board of Supervisors minutes, December 20th. Reorganizational meeting. Oh, December 20th and the reorganizational meeting of January 3rd, 2017. Do I have a motion? I'll second it. All in favor? Aye. Committee reports, roads. We've been out plowing, doing some other stuff, and with that, I've been obtaining, 2 years ago, we purchased a new international dump truck. That being said, we had work done on the Sterling that we currently have, with anticipation of changing the body, doing some work on that. I had a quote from Powell Sales and Service for a new body, which has not been put on. The truck right now is rotting out. Actually, a DOT gentleman stopped and inspected the truck. He looked at it. The truck right now needs just to stop the leaks, it needs a new lift cylinder, a hydraulic pump. You can't spread cinders with the truck. Pump is cavitating, and a radiator and a fan shroud. That's $5,000. If we were to go with that option, we're locked in with a 10-co body, which is $24,000, just to that body. Also, my opinion, that's the only my personal opinion on my update. There's also sandblasting that's done under the frame and new hydraulic lines. That's $3,500. The total would be almost $11,443. That would be to keep that truck at a minimal and not replace the body. And the body on the truck, it was a side dump inside of the body. It was welded closed because the floor is rotted out in the body. The cross members are rotted. Every fitting on the truck is rotted. Your normal size wrenches don't fit anymore because it's 14 years old and they're rotted away. There's also another option with the new Vivo body. It was $17,400 installed. That was with removal of the old body and to reattach the spreader, a new body. Sandblasting the frame was another $2,500. The hydraulic pump, which needs to be replaced already, and hydraulic lines was another $2,000. It also needs a clutch, pressure plate, throw bearing, and possibly a flywheel, which was $3,143. And the radiator and fan shroud, which came to $26,400 on that truck. To do it the right way, the truck is worth between $8,000 and $12,000 right now online. In my personal opinion, you're throwing good money after bad. I did receive 3 separate quotes. They're all CoStar's quotes. 2 were from 5-Star International on a 2017 International, different equipment than what we currently have. That was for, I believe, $21,000. The next one that they are building, equipped exactly like ours, it will not be available until fall. It's 2018, and that was $126,000. And just by coincidence, we're picking up parts at Powell's, and there's a 2017 Peterbilt over there. It's $119,000 $14,063, I believe. That does not have a stainless steel body. They would transfer our plow and spreader setup to that truck as part of the purchase. I don't know where the board stands on this. We can open it up for comment from the board. But right now, my personal opinion is the truck should be on the road. I'm not going to speak for the DOT man that was here checking it. That was a parts list. Everyone is aware of it. I'd like to know how you would like me to proceed, because if the truck does go down, whether we're leasing a truck or renting a truck, there was $35,000 budgeted in the general fund for down payment. Also, there was a $12,000 carryover in liquid fuels, which would be used towards the down payment. Scotty Masiak was called. We can use up to $40,000 out of liquid fuels to offset the payments. I have two different finance rate quotes of 4 years and 5 years. It was 3.2 for 4 years at Honesdale National Bank and 3.5 for 5 years at Honesdale Bank. It was roughly $14,000 payment for 5 years, $18,000 for 4 years. Probably got that right. $14,000 for 5 years, $18,000 for 4 years. First National Bank, who actually leases our backhoe and our current truck. The backhoe will be paid out this year, 1 year ahead of schedule. And they were at 3.3% for 4 years and 3% for 5 years. If the board wishes to proceed, the truck is available. Right now, it's sitting over at Powell's. I sent pictures out. I don't know if anyone has looked at it. Parks and Recreation, everything's locked up. We've been plowing. Planning Commission will report. Zoning, Carl reports attached. Administrative reports, financial reports are attached. Bills are attached. I already gave my long-winded spiel. Supervisor Russell. Supervisor Gould.
Mr. Chairman, thank you for your time and whatever you have.
Okay, thank you very much, Charlie.
Thanks. See you. See you guys. I don't have anything. Thank you. Check through my folders. Everything else is personnel stuff. So.
Do we wish to discuss the truck at all, or no?
No, I'll think about it. I'll look at all these things and we'll go over your quotes and see what the best way to go is.
I'm confused on this one set of quote that you gave where you have on a Powell's sales and rental slip.
Yes,
What's Scruggs?
Scruggs will be doing the sandblasting and painting the frame.
So this is not an actual quote that came from.
No, that's a verbal on,
This is an estimate.
that's an estimate from Paul's that I got last year at this time. That was a change of body that was supposed to be changed on the truck.
So last year at this time it was $16,303.76.
Yes.
And now it's $25,000.
No, that's a Bevo body is $24,000. If we change the cylinder, there's there's Tenco body on the truck right now. If we change that cylinder, put a brand new cylinder on it, we're locked in, unless you want to throw the $20,000 or $2,000 for the cylinder away. We're locked into a Tenco body. The cylinder only fits a Tenco body, and that Tenco body is $24,000 compared to the $9,350 for the Bevo body.
And Powell's is the only place they have any estimates from.
That's the only place I get estimates. They're CoStar's pricing. That's why they're also closed on the estimates.
And they have the new trucks in there too?
New truck sitting there.
Have we explored any options of a used truck?
I think we would have to obtain the bids and advertise the bid.
Yeah.
That would take,
I mean, you could call around to get an idea, but
you'd have to spec out what exactly it is you're looking for.
They usually build them when they build them like that to the municipal specs, so there's no problem with co-stars or Sky Masiak approving their municipal spec trucks. So you guys should have had all the,
Was that a tri-axle type?
no, single axle.
Single axle?
It's basically the same equipment as what we have on our truck now, just that's a steel Vivo body, which is cross-memberless, so the salt can't get up underneath the rock. And as you had shot the other day, Bob, you seen the oil all over the ground. One of these days, one of the guys is going to tell us we're not driving the truck. But it's up to you guys, where you want to proceed with this.
I'm not ready to proceed anything at the moment.
Okay.
I'll second that.
Okay, with that, the next available truck won't be ready until April. We'll move on.
Is it possible that that truck will still be there next month?
It may be, I don't know, it's been sitting there for since the show, which was in September. It could be. I mean, without commitment, it's.
So when you said what will be ready for?
There's another truck down in Reading that it's electric controls over hydraulic controls, which we had problems with one of our boom mowers with electric over hydraulics, and that wasn't out in salt where your solenoids go bad. You're chasing the shore all the time. This truck, the other truck is built exactly. The one for 126 is built exactly by the same company. It's the exact same truck we have. It's just that it's $8,000 more. It's air over hydraulic. All your solenoids and stuff are inside the cab where they can't get corroded. And the one at Powell's is cable control. That's all. That's what our other trucks have been. Is cable controls. It's a proven technology. I'm just not a big fan of electric over hydraulic and salt. The truck may very well be available. It is for sale. They're waiting for a call, whether they're going to keep advertising it or a commitment from us one way or another if we're going to proceed or not proceed. That's fine. We'll move on to motions. I'll make a motion to pay the February payroll. Do I have a second?
Second.
All in favor? Aye. I need a motion to pay the general fund and state fund bills as presented. Do I have a second? Do I have a motion?
Second.
All in favor? Aye. I need a motion to approve financial reports as presented.
I'll make the motion.
I'll second it. All in favor? Aye. I'll make a motion to approve the Gray Act lot line combination as presented. Do I have a second?
I'll second it.
All in favor? Aye. I need a motion to approve the Secretary Treasurer Tom Wicks to attend the Association of Township Supervisors Convention in April. Do I have a motion?
I'll make the motion.
Do I have a second?
I'll second it.
All in favor? Aye. I need a motion to approve Chief Gans to attend the annual Chief of Police's Convention. He would provide all the invoices.
I'll make the motion.
Do I have a second?
I'll second it.
All in favor? Aye. I'll make a motion to increase the tax collector's payment to $6,000 per year, plus an education reimbursement up to $500 beginning January of 2018. Do I have a second?
I'll second it.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. I need a motion to revise Scott Township Personnel Manual. Do I have a motion?
I'll make the motion.
Do I have a second? All in favor? Aye. I need a motion to approve the Scott Township Sexual Abuse Misconduct Policy Prevention.
I'll make that motion.
Second.
All in favor? Aye. I'll make a motion to approve the resolution supplied by Honesdale Bank for signatures on accounts. Do I have a second? All in favor? Aye. I need a motion to appoint Gregory J. Tulloch as a full-time employee at a rate of $16.58 per hour on a probationary term of 6 months and contingent upon his obtaining a valid PA CDL within that time frame. Do I have a motion?
I'll make the motion.
I'll second the motion. All in favor? Aye. With that, the motions are done. Before we start public comment, I have a correspondence from the Scott Township Post Company. I'll read it out loud. Scott Township Post Company would like to ask for your assistance in the purchase and the installation of new electronic LED signs in the community. The new fully programmable sign would have a tremendous benefit to our township and all organizations in it. Some of the benefits will be the ability to post emergency warnings, road closures, severe weather alerts, early school dismissals, and amber alerts, all within minutes. It also gives the ability to list township events such as township cleanup, recycling, and other community events for churches, sports organizations, sign-ups, and happenings in our area. As you know, the Scott Township Hose Company has been very active between answering emergency calls, doing fundraisers. Our members put in countless hours trying to do our best we can to keep the fire company funded and up to date with the equipment as best we can. At this time, we came across a deal on an LED electronic sign similar to one that we have on display now. The cost of this new sign with installation would be $9,500. We feel it can be a valuable asset not only for the fire company but the residents and local community groups within Scott Township. All of our funding from the fundraisers, along with what we get from tax money, covers the operation costs of the company, which includes insurance, mortgage, utilities, fuel, maintenance of our trucks, and the equipment updates. We would like to ask you as supervisors to continue to help our community stay informed, safe, and up to date by helping us purchase this sign. This year we know it's about $8,000 less than the tax money that we received from the township, which really puts a burden on us. So we're asking if you can find in favor of assisting us with $8,000 towards the purchase and installation of this much needed asset to the residents of our township. We're currently trying to ask for donations to help with the funding, but with all the fundraisers that we've been doing, we really want to burden our residents. Our township residents come out and support us tremendously, and when we have fundraisers or events, we are extremely grateful for that. We hope that together, the Scott Township Supervisors and Host Company can both help the great residents of this township stay safe and well informed with the purchase and installation of new LED sign. And it's signed by Matt Pritchett, Fire Chief of Scott Host Company. And Steve, his dad is here now. Do you have anything to add to that, Steve?
Well, the sign's been out there a while, and you see it, and we've got nothing but plus comments on it. I mean, people have picked up on things that they never knew was around when that goes on the sign. It's not an advertising sign like for advertising for businesses or that. It's a community sign to let the community know what's going on, when it's going on. Fundraisers we have, anything that the supervisors have, you know, the times, the dates. It's something that people drive by and see all the time, and it's a plus for the community to know that. You'd be surprised how many people don't know stuff that's going on in the township until it's over. And they want to know, well, when was that? Or I didn't know anything about it. I mean, that's basically the deal. And we got a deal on this. It's a real good price. I mean, a big new sign twice that size. You'd see them on like P&R and all those. They're like 30 grand, 40 grand. So this is something that's the right size. It'll fit right in where our old sign is. It includes the installation, the whole 9 yards. And there's also a 5 or 7 year guarantee on this sign. So if there is any problem, it's fully guaranteed. So I just like to hope, you know, you guys would help us out here and work together like we've been working together. And, you know, as you know, we push for the community, and I want to continue to do that.
Thank you, Steve. We've been, back when Jimmy Black was still supervisor, we discussed LED signs. And we weren't looking, we never got prices, right? We probably have got prices. We're looking at double-sided signs, so they're visible from both directions, obviously. It's a good idea. My only concern would be I would prefer a double-sided sign, and you would locate it right in your sign. It fits in that where you're at now is what your concern is with that sign.
Yeah, you can put it. I mean, the thing with the sign that we're talking about now, you could convert that back side to a double-sided sign down the road. It'd just be more money, but I mean that's something you can do later on. You know, get more fundraisers and stuff like that to add the other side.
So you guys are applying for a separate grant for that? Are you guys applying for a grant for that?
For what?
The sign?
I don't know. I don't remember offhand.
Okay.
Sherry told me that she applied for a county reinvestment.
Did she? Okay.
Will that be any kind of problem, seeing that they already have price quotes, or that's not a problem with the reinvest grant?
No, yeah.
Would she be?
You have to know what
Would she, would she be able to increase the grant to do a double-sided sign right from the beginning?
I don't know what she applied for, she can come to me with it, so.
Would you be able to have her come down and speak with Carl? I mean, I think it's a great asset. How would the rest of you guys?
Absolutely.
I agree. We've been talking about it since you went back. You're talking 6, 7, 8 years ago. They've been talking about it. It's all been talked about. And I said, now you guys are finally taking the bull by the horns and going to do something.
Well, and.
I'm in favor of putting the sign up. I would just like to see what it's going to cost to do a double-sided.
Considerably more.
Well,
But again, the sign that we're talking about has the option to add the other side later on. I mean, that's why we're not,
Well, that's what I'm saying. You can get.
I mean, it's not a one-sided sign that it's done and that's it. It's got the option
I
to
think it's basically on
convert it over.
What is the
It's
cost?
called dollars and cents.
Well, that's what I want. What is the?
You know, I mean, that's the point now. You know, that sign right there has been a single sign now for the last few months sitting there that they've left there so they can see, and you can see the stuff that's on it.
Yes.
And then, I mean, every day when you go by, you can see the different things that come on it and all the stuff, so.
Would she be able to get a price to convert that as well to get to us?
Yeah, if you find out, I can get you.
That's what I would like to know. I mean, if we're gonna spend, if we're gonna entertain it, I would like to see us go right out and do the double-sided sign right all at once, be done. It's gonna be cheaper. In the long run, not gonna be cheaper than the $9,000 or $8,700, but
You used to do it in one
do it in one shot. It's gonna be cheaper than if all at once and put it out and it's done.
I don't think that when they talk about doing a double sign, because I did talk to the guy from that sign company, I don't think that they convert that sign necessarily. I think he was saying you can put another one-sided sign on the back side, pointing the other way, so it's gonna be exactly double what this one is.
Yeah, it'll be a double-sided sign, no matter how you look at it.
That's about money, but yeah.
Do they make a?
They do make a double-sided sign. This is not one of them. So he's talking about putting 2 one-sided signs back to back, but they do make a double-sided sign.
And do we have a price on that?
I don't have a current one. I did have one at one point.
Depending on the size. All right, that's the key, how big and the different things you want on it. I mean, the one, like I said, P&R is a double-sided sign, that massive sign on there. But that was astronomical, I mean.
Maybe that's. Maybe it was for sale. Where's the sign? The P&R?
I don't know.
I never seen it.
Huh?
The P&R 9
Yeah.
in Sugar.
Oh, that one, okay.
Down in Sugar.
Because they were right here at the corners, that's what I
Yeah.
thought you were talking about, okay. That's massive,
No,
that sign.
that's one of their signs, that's, I mean, I forget when he was telling, I forget what that was, and the one guy down the highway down there that has that little body shop on the right-hand side, did you see that up there?
Yeah, Blakely,
Right?
Yeah.
That's a one-sided sign.
across from,
Bondo Mike, that's coming down the hill.
he's right, right,
Mustang Motors.
Right past the wine place up here.
On Route 6.
on Route 6.
The
across
body
from
shop
A&M
up on the
Beverage.
hill.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that's, now you notice, now, it's a one-sided sign. Most of those that you see that are LEDs are one-sided.
Actually, I like the one in school, but it doesn't display enough stuff, and it's too slow. This one is quick. You get a chance to see 3/4 of what's going on
Oh, yeah.
in the flash. I said,
Well, it's all adjustable too, it's all, I mean, I'm not into that electronic stuff, but I mean, there's so many different things.
yeah, you have,
can do with it.
your mug shots on one of them.
I mean,
Who's the sign company you're getting this from?
I love the thing, you know.
Is it the guy here in Blakely, Fire?
Yeah,
Fire.
yeah, he's-
Firefly.
Fire
Yeah.
something.
Yeah,
Yeah,
he
he's got,
did the-
he's got a bunch of them
He
around.
did the one there.
And his warranties and guarantees, there's nobody near what he gives you on a
He did one for
guarantee.
Adam.
Adam Touch, yeah, A&M Beverage.
A&M Beverage had one of his signs there.
Right, so I mean, you know, it's not like they're new or nobody has their sign and everybody raves about them that has them, so I mean, and because we're a fire company, we worked out that deal. I mean, it's what you guys wanna do, but I mean, if you wanna go looking for a double and get a price on a double, I think you're looking at some serious money. And I personally don't think you need a double-sided sign here, like I told you before. Everybody that goes down this way comes back this way, or vice versa. I mean, you know, even our sign that we used before for the fire company, we never put anything on the other side, we always put it on this side. So, I don't know, it's up to you guys, we would definitely appreciate it if we could do this, and
Would you be able to position it? Good. The only real option is double-sided, position it where you can see it.
Where would you put the double sign? You did,
Yeah,
where would that go?
I would rather see it out in the middle, out here somewhere, where it's wide open when you're coming down, but that's just my opinion. They're like everybody else.
where would you put it?
Right there. Right
Where that
across
one
the
is?
road. No, right across the road.
Do you guys own that land?
The same difference. What's it, 20 yards shorter?
Well, I think he's saying closer to the
I,
road.
I'm saying it's closer to the road, it's more visible,
See it
and you
from
got
both
double-sided
sides.
sign, you can see it from both sides, more readily, or it's closer to the road.
But do you even own this property?
Yeah.
You do, right?
Yeah, we own all this.
Well, that's just my opinion, it's not my opinion, it's fire companies.
Yeah, I mean,
Too far
the
after
thing
all.
was, you have to understand, our sign that's already there, the foundation is there, to just put another sign in. You're not, if you go and move it up to the other end, now you've got all new excavations, all new, it's not gonna be that. So,
That was
I
reflected
mean,
in the price.
the whole thing, when they was there looking at it, when they went out and looked at it and everything, and measured it up, he said, you could put one right in here, beautiful, just like you got this one.
Stephen, Bob? Any comment?
I thought it was informative when I went by. I mean, I never looked at anything before, and I've seen a lot of functions and everything going on there. I think it's a good idea.
Now, it's $8,000 after the grant, or you have no idea what the amount of grant she even applied for?
No.
So you want to send her down, talk to Carl this week?
That's fine.
Okay.
Call tomorrow.
I'm in favor of it. I'm just saying I would discuss a couple options, and they may be not relevant at all. We may do go just what we want to go with. I'm just saying that, discuss with her a couple more options and find out, exactly what's coming from the price, the quotes, and the amount of money she applied for in a grant, which would be what Carl handles. You guys have any problem?
Guys, but you gotta tell me what you wanna do. I know what I wanna do. I know what I want you to do.
We can't just approve it now. Today,
Huh?
we can't just approve $8,000 today.
I'm just saying. I gave you all the.
Yeah, would you have Sherry come down and talk to Steve?
Sure, I'll have her drop down tomorrow probably.
Okay.
When I go home tonight.
This way we have more information and we
Not-
can find out
not a
everything.
problem.
And I said, we had the fire companies 100%, 110%. I said, I just would like to see, find out what actually going on for her, because you can see she's handling it. So we have more facts that we can deal with as well.
She had Matt has all the information. He's got a whole folder of everything. I mean, right down to the inches and the square foot, the whole 9 yards. Give you a copy of
That's
all that.
exactly what we're looking for.
Not a problem.
Thank you very much, Steve.
You're welcome.
Mr. Johnson? I thought you raised your- Mr. Ward?
Yeah, I know the sign's a great idea when you're driving by, looking at it, but when it's 24/7 flashing in your house, it kind of sucks.
That's-
Having a light shining in your house on and off.
Okay, we're not going to debate amongst audience members.
No, that's my comment to you.
Okay,
Okay, I'm not debating against audience members, I'm just stating that fact.
okay,
So,
thank you. Rose?
Could you tell me the furniture that was removed from the office, what happened to it? Where is it?
Disposed of.
You threw it out?
Yeah.
Were you able to recycle it? I mean, if it was metal, or did you just throw it in the garbage? There was nobody that could use it?
Whatever, conservatory needed or whatever else in this building needed was given to them.
Uh,
Yeah, we didn't use some of the file cabinets.
Yes, a lot of the filing cabinets, Rose, are we cleaned out the janitor's room. There's probably, 6, 8 filing cabinets and other stuff are in the other room storing, files right now.
Ed, I'm not sure if I was reading it correctly. You filled out an employee sheet and you put down January, February, March supervisor's pay
Yes,
all at one time?
it's quarterly.
Well,
The other two were supposed to be paid quarterly as well.
but it hasn't happened yet. The months haven't happened. No one has served that time yet.
That's
Right.
how, Rick, I do need an opinion, it's quarterly, and this is second class township quarterly. supervisors to be paid monthly or quarterly by ordinance.
Well,
We have an ordinance,
We have an ordinance, it's an old one, I recently saw it,
which states.
but I'm not clear on what Rose is asking.
I wonder why we were being paid before the time was up.
Oh,
I mean,
so what was the invoice for?
it was for January, February, March. February and March haven't happened yet. How could you get paid? That's like getting paid that you're gonna work in March and you haven't worked yet.
I'm not going anywhere, Rose.
Well,
That point.
that's not, you know, I mean, I don't think you can do that. I mean, and tell me what section says you can do that. I mean, maybe you can be paid quarterly, January, February, March, after you already, March has gone by.
Rick will look into that.
Look at it. Whenever you look at the ordinance, I know it does say quarterly.
All right.
Oh, were you done, Rose?
No, but that's all right, they can go.
Question for Mr. Novick. I wasn't going to, but the heck of it, after that comment. Why don't you retire? Resign, my apologies, resign from this position.
Why?
Why? From my understanding, I don't know the exact amount, it's like 120 per month, but you clarified it, it's quarterly. You missed December.
It could be monthly or quarterly.
Whichever, you still get paid. I don't care if it's 5 cents, which my opinion, you're not worth it, or approximately 120. You missed December's meeting, you weren't here for the reorganization meeting, resign.
I had a lot of input to the reorganization meeting. I knew what was going on. I have public safety to worry about. I work at the jail. Sometimes I can't get out.
That's personal?
It's not personal, that's public safety.
No, when you
I
said
watch
the jail,
it.
that's your personal time. But the reorganization meetings, and I know it's standard, it has to be so many days after the first, and I know it's stamped, it's in the code. You're telling me, you know, more than a year in advance. You couldn't make it?
I don't know, I'm gonna be there.
Common knowledge, or should I say hearsay is out there, and I
I
still
do
have
not
it.
know I'm gonna be there.
He doesn't know he's gonna be there until like 2 o'clock.
And it's mandatory or I lose my job.
Well, the way I see it, you're not worth a nickel. You're not here.
Okay,
You should
we're
resign.
not gonna
Done.
cut down board members. That's your opinion, we're not gonna do that here. Anything else?
Should we ask the question?
Rose?
No, are they done?
She said she's done, yes.
Okay. Well, just on that count, and it'd be no different than, and I'm not picking on you, Steve, but we had to reschedule the meeting from last week to this week because you couldn't make it. So, you know, and I mean, you knew a year in advance that that meeting was going to be, but yet, whatever plans you had. So you can apply everything, different things to every person. And if I'm not mistaken, Bob, don't you come down here on your day off?
Yes, I do.
Okay. And the other thing, could you tell me, since December the 30th, the stop sign at the end of Shields Road where it intersects with Crakey Road has been halfway down. That's a hazard. Nobody could pick that stop sign up?
If I could beat a post in the ground with frost in the ground, Rose, I gladly would do it.
Well, it's been warm. I mean, stop signs go down all the time on the highways and everything. I mean, that's a hazard.
And they stay down until the spring.
No.
No audience debate, please.
Pardon me?
No audience debate. I will try to see if I can beat one in. I couldn't get one in.
Well, no, that stop sign is down. I mean, even if you propped it up somehow,
Then it falls on a car going by.
it's a hazard. Well, it's down.
Well, thanks, Rose. Next.
Steve, I know I asked this question in the past about this curbside recycling pickup, and I know you told me the county waste that most people have, but there's a lot of people that are still out there that they don't use county waste, and they're still up there, and people are still expecting this curbside pickup. So what's the status on that?
Rome wasn't built in a day.
Nothing's
Nothing's happening overnight.
There was never no promise of, from I can remember, curbside pickup.
And besides the fact it was my campaign letter, you know, there's only so much you can do.
All right, well, I just wanted to clarify that. Thank you.
Anyone else? No? With that,
I want to say something. Only because that comment annoyed me. look, these guys are here for this township. They put their time in here for this township. However, more or less, and they're here times they don't even need to be here doing stuff for this township. And I did not appreciate your comment about Mr. Nolan. I thought that was totally out of context. You have a problem with somebody on the board, send a letter to the board or to the solicitor. And then you can discuss it. These guys put more time in here to help this community in their off hours that they're not even supposed to be here to do stuff in and out. And I see it every day, because I'm in and out around here every day. So I'd just like to leave it at that.
Okay, thank you very much. And with that, I need a motion to adjourn. I'll make a motion to adjourn. Do I have a second?